we'll begin by saying I love Steve Martin. I have always loved Steve Martin. As a comedian, I'm not sure in my lifetime I've ever seen anybody any funnier, except maybe Johnny Carson in his own way. But as a stand-up comic, you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who was as successful, as good at the craft of stand-up comedy as was Steve Martin. Because the beauty of it is he is a Renaissance man. He is a tremendous musician. He is a composer. He is a writer. He's involved in theater. Lots of things, even though what we know him most for, of course, is stand-up comedy and movies. This book that he has written is about as true to him talking to you, sitting in a chair next to you as you can get. That's why it was so pleasurable to read. Here was a comedian at the apex of his career as a stand-up comic who walked away. He left it. He wanted to do something else. He wanted to write. He wanted to do more music. But more importantly, what he tells you in this book is he felt he had reached as high as he could go in stand-up comedy, and that if he went any further, it was going to be downhill, and he didn't want to go downhill. So, one day, after a lot of thinking about this over a good deal of time, one day he just said, "See ya." That's the end of stand-up comedy for Steve Martin. And he wasn't lying. Now, he's gone on to do a lot of great things since, like music, like theater, like acting, like writing. But I love this book. I mean, this is a book that once you start, you're not going to want to put it down because it is so readable. And you feel as though he's sitting right there telling you the story of how he got into comedy, why he liked it, how he succeeded in it, how he worked at his craft, and how he got to the point where he said, "I can't do this any longer." Steve Martin, stand-up comedian once upon a time. Maybe the best part of what he said is, this is not an autobiography. This is a biography about somebody I used to know.